Well, I wanted to thank you first of all for inviting me this evening, but also for transforming my experience, not only of very sort of devastating brain injury recovery, but also of my sort of perception of existence. And my question to you was, do you think the brain is the engine of the mind, or vice versa?
He's saying consciousness is the driver of everything. The brain is a beautiful thing, and now with brain research, they can see on a EEG machine that when a person truly transcends, they see a wondrous thing. Boom! The full brain lights up. They call it total brain coherence, and it's the only experience in life that does that. That coherence gets more and more permanent, giving rise to higher states of consciousness and ultimately supreme enlightenment, which is total fulfillment, total liberation, a state they describe as more than the most, living totality.
Hi there, Adrian here, and this is a video from a Zoom session that we do. We do these Zoom sessions every Sunday and we take questions and answers from the audience, some of our students, some of our members. We never know what questions are coming up, so I'm always excited to do these sessions and I hope to see you at one of them. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below and check out the other playlists that we have. Thank you, enjoy.
So when it comes to that consciousness, coherence, and a theme, I'm just going to be, for some people, this word can be a bit triggering. But if I talk about the history of Reiki, this word needs to be put into place, which is enlightenment. So, of course, I know, I'm aware, it can be a triggering word for many, especially, and I look myself when I was pretty much all about the mental, the rational, the logical understanding, the scientific, tangible data, so I could, okay, this works because of these particular reasons. And enlightenment is an invitation for us to look beyond that. So I just brought to you, I believe we are with the sound. Let me know if you're not listening for some reason. I'm going to share with you a short clip. So it's a 1-minute video about a modern view of consciousness, coherence, and enlightenment. And again, if you feel triggered by some reason by the word, I just ask you to open yourself to whatever may come. So you take this 1.5 hours in usage, in your benefit. And later, after we talk in the end, you may let me know how do you feel about this enlightening, awakening word, how triggering this is for you still, or if you feel a little bit better by the end of our talk. So I'm just going to share a short clip with you.
What was your question you'd like to ask tonight, Akshay?
Well, I wanted to thank you first of all for inviting me this evening, but also for transforming my experience, not only of very sort of devastating brain injury recovery, but also of my sort of perception of existence. And my question to you was, do you think the brain is the engine of the mind, or vice versa?
He's saying consciousness is the driver of everything. The brain is a beautiful thing, and now with brain research, they can see on a EEG machine that when a person truly transcends, they see a wondrous thing. Boom! The full brain lights up. They call it total brain coherence, and it's the only experience in life that does that. That coherence gets more and more permanent, giving rise to higher states of consciousness and ultimately supreme enlightenment, which is total fulfillment, total liberation, a state they describe as more than the most, living totality.
All right. I hope the sound was all right. You were able to hear. And I especially brought this clip to you because It's a clip from popular culture. So My Beautiful Broken Brain is a 2014 movie, documentary actually, and was about this lady that had an accident, quite a serious accident. And with that accident, she had some injuries in her brain. And with those injuries, she started to have some symptoms. Some people would call these, she was some sort of broken, but actually she started to share that she started to have some experiences that others would call some awakening experiences. And I'm not implying here that you need to have your brain injured to have some sort of opening or awakening. Quite the other way around. Of course, her experience is valid. It was her own personal thing that she went through. But I'm here to share with you and invite that these openings, these awakenings, whatever that you feel can be more coherent into your path, they can happen in a more gentle, in a more loving, in a more embracing way. And Reiki is one of those paths that can help us to access these higher states of consciousness. And I'm bringing this clip here to say that, it wasn't a clip all the way from Gaia.com or the Shift Network or Human Streaming, that those are Humanity Streaming, some sort of alternative or holistic spiritual network channels. I'm talking about Netflix. So if you're interested in getting to know more about this documentary, it's available in Netflix. I've checked at least for Brazil, Portugal, and I've got a sister in UK. So for those places, it's available for sure, depending on the programs are available for some regions or not. But I invite you to get to this documentary and many other contents, because this is such a modern view of something that, of course, our ancestors and the ancient wisdom has been teaching us and talking about already for a very long time. But of course, now we have EEG machines, so now we can put sensors and measure our brain waves and measure, taking a more modern picture of what's going on in our brains. But I want to invite you to the possibility that if you are, let's say, materialistic in a sense that you believe that everything happens because they are kind of a byproduct of what's the process that happens in our brain, I want to invite you to the possibility that the brain is a receptor of this greater consciousness that is acting upon as a filter, as a radio that is getting those waves, the signals that are sent. But with this analogy, and it's constantly used to talk about consciousness, if you turn off the radio, it doesn't mean that you're turning off where those waves, those signals are coming from. So you might turn off your brain, but your consciousness is still there. And that's one of the reasons when people talk about out-of-the-body experiences that are being researched in modern medical and scientific community has been researched for a very long time. Of course, there are some many aspects that tell us to see something beyond the material and start to realize that these energetic patterns and these energetic waves that are happening in the background can be as real as the things that we are able to touch. So Reiki is an invitation for us to look beyond the tangible, only the things that are material, but rather see what is beyond the material, what is beyond our bodies, our physical bodies, and start to look into the things that are more etheric, that are lighter, that are less dense, but also at the same time recognizing that each one of us, whatever your background, religious background, that we are these more spiritual beings living in a physical body. But it's not because that we are living in a physical body. The invitation is to go further. And also, as we are in the physical body, also to allow ourselves to live a spiritual perception and way of living as well. So not only wait for when we are out of the physical bodies to live in the spiritual realm, but rather while we are here on the earthly plane, also allow ourselves to have a more spiritual view of everything.
Boom! You made it here! Good on you. Make sure you click the subscribe button below and check out the playlist at the end. If you'd like to come along to our Sunday sessions where we host a live, free Q&A for our students and members, you're welcome. I'll see you there.